Hi. Today I decided I'm going to do a trial tutorial review on the new Dyson Airwrap. The reason I was so keen to get one is that I have really thick hair. It's not straight, it's not curly, it waves and frizzes. If I left it to dry, it would still be wet 2 days later. It's really hard to manage. I have to mentally prepare for doing my hair. Wash it, condition it, etc. That's fine. The combing it out, the getting it dried, getting it styled, that's a different story. The last year or so, I've been using the Revlon One Step. Absolutely love it. Gives a really good puffy blowout, really good. Except I could not get it to like curl my hair up. I could get the volume and then at the bottom's a flick, but it didn't last. Also, what I was starting to notice after time, little small hairs around the front, now whether they were baby, sorry, cat just jumped on top of me. Whether they were baby hairs or breakages, that's unknown. Towards the end of using it, I would say it was more breakages because when I was using it, the room became nearly like smoky or something. It just felt it was maybe burning my hair, so it wasn't the best option. Other options were to blow dry my hair as smooth as I could using the roller brush, and then afterwards needing to go over it with straighteners or with curlers or curling tongs, which again was putting a lot more heat onto the hair. Results were good, they were holding, but it was the amount of damage and the amount of time it was taking to dry and then have to style again. Also, I would find for the amount of time it takes to dry my hair, with a hairdryer and a brush and constantly, I can't get the back right. My arm is aching, the other arm's aching, and working myself into such a sweat over it. By the time I was finished, the hair that was dry was practically stuck to me. So I didn't think that was the best plan for me. Having used the Revlon, I do much prefer being able to use it one-handed. So far, this is really light, really light. I can quite happily get all round without feeling heavy. I have only used it once before and I was really pleased. A couple of things that I would change for myself. I need to section my hair a lot more. The last time I was doing it, I was nearly kind of rushing, and with my hair, you can't do that. You really need to section 3-4 times to get it dried. This time I think I will use the smaller barrel, not as thick, just to get a tighter curl because my hair drops curls so quickly. Also, I am going to try pinning the curls as well, see if it holds a little longer. It did hold the last time. They dropped quickly, but once they dropped, they didn't really come out or anything. I did tie them up in a bun that night to go to bed, and the next morning when I took it out of the bun, it was quite everywhere, but that was my hair's natural way of kind of taking over, plus the fact it was knotted into a bun. So going to get this off my head and start to prep my hair and show you each step. Okay, towel out, and I'm just going to put some things in the hair that I normally do. Matrix Miracle Creator. It's heat protectant and helps with frizziness and holds style apparently. So I'll try that because, as I said earlier, my hair is quite a law unto itself, extremely tatty, very difficult to get through. So I'll get some of that through. Yeah, it's doing its own thing already. I'm going to actually boost the roots up a little bit. It's a John Frieda volume lift. Find it really good to get volume up at the top, and it's not one of those products that when your hair's dry you feel it in it. It still feels the same. I have noticed when you're drying the top where you've applied it, it can feel a little bit stiff while it's wet getting the brush through it, but apart from that, it's really, really good. I've used it for about the last year with the Revlon. I'm going to try the Super Blow Dry Cream with this. Usually I use one of the Olaplex, I think it's number 6, but it's running a bit low, so I'm going to replace it with this tonight and see, just to give it a bit of smoothness, and some of the Motor Mouth, which is a thickening cream, but it adds a bit of shine to it as well, so it's pretty good. And then I'm just going to use the hairdryer attachment and just start dry it to about 80%. So as you can see, one-handed obviously, and it's reasonably quiet as well, which I like. The air from it is very concentrated on the area that you're using, so it's not blowing everything else around the room. It is actually going straight where you direct it, which I really like. So I'll go get this dried to 80% and then pop back again. Okay, so approximately 80% dry. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do my usual sections, and this is a bit where I look really, really silly. But what I like to do is I like to do the front bit first, which is shorter layers or bangs or long fringe, whatever you like to call it. And I just take that top section and then the rest I'll just put into a ponytail. In fact, I'll tie this bit up to keep it out of the way first. Usually this bit now, at the back, what's left, I split into 2. And just a ponytail each side. Keep it out of the way. Okay. So the front bit I'm going to do with the round brush. Possibly section that again, in fact. Do 2 sections at the front. Okay. And switch to the round brush. Very easy to switch. Just like that. And the tools aren't overly hot to touch either. I can touch them fine with my hand without a glove. So I'm just going to use the round brush on this, and then I am going to pin it into a jumbo roller, and the bit behind when I do that I'm going to pin it into the smaller roller. So I'll just show you the round brush now on this first piece. Now this bit, yes, I'm doing two-handed to get the tension, to get the pull through the hair, to get it from the roots. Little bit of a resistance because of the volume spray, but nothing unmanageable. Okay, that's dry. So I'll get this into the roller. Okay, I always keep this in until the very end. It gives that little bit of added volume around the front of the face without being tight curls. I just think it just gives it a more natural kind of framed look. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go do the second bit with the round brush and then come back, and show you the next stages. Okay, 2 sections done. And these sections, what I think I'm going to do today is actually use the rounded brush on it, just to give it that bit more boost at the roots. Last time I used the smoothing brush, which I found really good, except I was using sections that weren't small enough and trying to like, in fact, I actually didn't section it. No, I didn't. I was trying to just smooth through it, and as I was smoothing it, bits were flying, and really, really stupid idea. So I'm going to just keep sectioning. Start with this bit and tie the rest back and go through it all with the round brush just to get the volume in the root area of it and to smooth it right down. So I you know, do it up and away from the head to get that volume, just to see what it's like for giving the volume. Okay, yeah, it's certainly giving the volume there, and it has smoothed it well too. So it's very fast. I would probably still be going over that bit with the Revlon, but yeah, I'm pleased with that. Okay, I'm going to go and work through the rest of this half with the round brush and then come back and show you what we're thinking of it then. Okay, so that's one half dried with the round brush. Really quick, actually. I found that really quite fast to do. Yeah, it's definitely given volume. Perhaps not as much volume as I would find with the Revlon One Step, but it is a lot bigger a barrel and definitely wouldn't be as quick as that. Plus I had no smoke, so that's a bonus. It is smooth, actually. I will stand up and show you a bit better. The ends are a bit roughish, but I didn't overly concentrate on the ends. I concentrated more on the roots and getting the mid-lengths smooth, because I'm going to be using the curler, so the ends won't really be affected. But I will show you. That's the ends. They are lovely and soft. They do look a bit, I don't know, frazzly looking, but I haven't straightened them, I haven't smoothed them, anything, and as I said, I didn't use the roller brush and roll at the end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dry this half now with the roller brush, and then afterwards I'm going to use the smoother brush on one side and not on the other, just to see does it make any difference to those ends, etc. So I will pop right back as soon as I get this other half dried. Okay, both sides dried with the round brush. Now, what I have discovered accidentally, but maybe you guys don't see it, but this side, I said that it was, it felt a bit rough at the ends. The other side, while I was doing it, I accidentally pressed the wrong button because I still can't get used to where the controls are, or except that there's such a long handle. Out of habit, I keep holding it up here and accidentally pressing buttons instead of holding it down lower. But in the course of that, I accidentally put it onto the second fan switch instead of the top one at number 3. I've quite a habit of running everything at full power, as hot and as quick as I can, because I'm an impatient person. But I put it onto the mid fan and did a few bits here. And I actually think that the ends finished a bit tidier, a bit smoother. You maybe can't really see it in the camera, but I feel that, you know, we've still got a bit of kink there on that side, whereas this side seems smoother and a bit more shine to them. I'm presuming because I had less power, I wasn't actually blowing my hair everywhere. I'm more concentrating it all over. But I'm going to try the smoothing brush anyway, just to see if it can, you know, do anything on the ends on this side. Either way, it doesn't matter because I'm planning on using the curlers. So I'll change this. Again, touching it, no problem. This one, I believe is one for fine hair. I have very thick hair, so I'm going to try the thick one. It doesn't have the little cushions on it, and I think the bristles are slightly longer. But I'm going to try that, and I think I'll try it on mid-speed to make sure I'm not blowing it all around me again. And just see if I can tidy up those ends. I'll sit up a bit so you can see the ends a bit better. I'll try this just and see. Okay. I do think that has smoothed them. Not so much there because I didn't really focus there, to be honest. But yeah, I think it has, which is really good. But as I said, I'm going to curl it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, again, sectioned the same way, 2 ponytails. I always remind myself of the wee girl out of the Grinch or something when my hair is like this. It's quite an odd hairstyle, but if it works, what odds? Okay, so I'm going to start taking the sections now to curl them. Again, back into my trusty ponytail. Okay, I'm going to take the front piece just about this size. Okay, I'll put it on full heat. I'll keep the fan on the mid setting. I'm left-handed, but I use my right hand for everything. But the way I go about this probably will look really strange to everybody because I kind of go backwards and do silly things instead of using my left hand. To me, holding that with that and this is just wrong. So I'm going to do it this way. Best to hold the middle. I'll show you a couple of these and then I'll pause and come back when I get it all done because I don't want to sit here all night and watch me do the same thing over and over again. But here we go. And that's it wrapped round. Now I do have a lot of layers and that can be a bit tricky to get them all in. As you can see, they're kind of doing their own thing there, but I think that second fan's powerful enough for them. I think if I put it any more powerful, I'll be blowing the hair away instead of sucking it in. Okay. And now I'm going to press the cool shot. Takes a while for it to get really cool, so hold it for about 10 seconds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And as I said earlier, I'm just going to put a little, oh, made a mess of that. I'm just going to put a little pin in that. Just to hold it, just to see what we're like at the end. You know, trial and error at this stage until I get used to it. Okay, I'm going to do a longer length now. And again, show you the hair get wrapped. 2 seconds, I just want to, there we go. Okay, here we go with my back to front way. Okay. Okay, as you can see, it's wrapped it really well. Yes, there's a few strays from my layers, but nothing that's going to make any major difference. Definitely quite warm. And onto the close shot. I'll get a clip ready for this. Okay, and down we go. Oh, definitely very curly. Okay. And where am I going with this? We'll just go up to, you get the rough idea. So I'll go and finish all this section and get it pinned, and then I'll show you the start of doing the other side of the head where I definitely go back to front in all directions. So come back when I get this bit done. So pins are out, haven't combed through it. Just need to get these two out of the top. It would help if I took the pin out. Okay. Oh. Find a rogue pin. There we go. Well, I found another one. think that's pin free. And I'll remove this top one. Okay. Okay. So, need to give it a little comb through. Just a wide comb, just to break it out a little bit. Another pin. Okay. Not too vigorous, but just enough to break it up to separate it, to see the bounce and that kind of volume blow dry look. Okay. And there we go. Very pleased with that. I really, really love that look. Plenty of volume up in the top without being too much. The waves, now that was the smaller barrel, but I actually think they're a great size. They're not too tight. They're not ringlet looking. There's still a lot of bounce in them. And a lot of bounce in general. All over. So, yeah. Really pleased with that. Was it much quicker? I would say for people, yes. For me, my hair's that thick that I find I take forever, no matter what way I'm doing it. It was a lot quicker to blow dry, to get dry. The curling, not overly any quicker than any other way, but I don't have the constant burning damage. I find sometimes when I use curling tongs, metal ones in particular, that my hair actually feels hard afterwards, so it's almost singed to it, whereas now it's soft all over. Yeah, probably roughly about the same amount of time, but due to the fact that I have to section so much, absolutely will continue to use that. The smoothing brush, yeah, it will dry my hair after using, say, the round brush at the roots and then the smoothing brush through it. It will dry my hair straight and smooth. It won't straighten it to the extent that straighteners would, but that's not a look I want every day anyway. This is more my look if I'm going out, going somewhere. At home, I'm happy enough with it like this in a clip, or just to blow dry it and then use the smoothing brush on it, regardless of ends, volume, etc. If I'm not going to be anywhere, I'm going to be at home for a few days, then that's absolutely fine to tie it up like that. Very rare I have my hair down anyway, because with kids and pets and housework and really exciting things like that, it gets in the way. But yeah, I really like it. It has got good shine, it's got good bounce, it looks healthy. Yeah, I feel like I've been to the hairdresser and ready to go out, except I'm going to bed, but yeah, really pleased with it. This review I will post in the description, but isn't sponsored by Dyson. It wasn't a gift from Dyson. It's a totally honest review on what I thought. Only my second time using it, so tonight I got to try, you know, a few different brushes, etc. But I really am pleased with it. The hairdryer bit on it and the brush for drying definitely saved me a lot of time. Really, really, really pleased. So thanks everyone for watching, and I hope I was some help to you. I will in the description below list the products I use. And that's it. I'll see you the next time.